All right, welcome to Sports Talk New York. Wow, yesterday was a very busy day for NFL trades. There were, I want to say, 3 trades yesterday, and 2 in the same division and the same conference, and then the other one was in the NFC. Well, it was NFC AFC. So we'll start with the very first one. All right, so the Jets, they're coming up, and yes, sorry, I'm your host, Matt Pelizzi. The Jets are coming off a loss to the Bills. People say controversial loss, whatever. They lost 23-20. There was a lot of things that happened in that game. So the next morning, right around probably about 10 a.m., we get news that the Raiders have dealt Davante Adams to the Jets for a third-round pick that turns into a possible second-round pick if Davante Adams meets all his criteria, gets a bunch of yards, maybe there's playoffs involved. I don't know what the exact thing is. So they got Davante Adams, and in the midst of this, you've got Aaron Rodgers pretty much ripping, what's his name, Mike Williams for not catching the ball, blaming him pretty much. I'm sorry, if you put the ball up a little bit higher, maybe he would have caught it, but, Rodgers thinks he knows everything. So you had that trade. And as a Bills fan, I'm like, all right, and that's the other thing, is they took on the entire salary of Davante Adams for the rest of this year, and then they restructured it, and he's pretty much a free agent right after the season's over with, which is what he would have been anyways. So it worked out. But they gave up a third for Davante Adams, which, you know what, if it works out for them, then great. All right, so then I want to say it was maybe a couple hours later. It wasn't too much longer. Breaking news. The Bills have acquired Amari Cooper. Yes, I'm a Bills fan, so this is important to me. They have acquired, Amari Cooper. Now, yes, he is 30 years old. He's been in the league for about 10 years. But he's always had 1,000. I think he's had at least 7 seasons. At least 7 seasons of 1,000 yards receiving. And he's pretty much just what the Bills are looking for, because the Bills never had a true one after they traded away Diggs to Houston. So now the deal is Cleveland trades Amari Cooper to the Bills, and then also a 6th-round pick, and then we trade a 3rd and a 7th. Now the 6th and the 7th are pretty much in there. Basically, the deal is the 3rd for Amari. So it's pretty much on the same premises of what the Jets did with Davante. It's the same type of thing. I don't think there's anything in there to say maybe a possibly 2nd. But that's why they added the 6th and 7th. Now, we pretty much paid nothing for him for the rest of this year. It's like $800,000. Because they restructured his contract at the beginning of the season to the point where it went all into a bonus. So, yes, Davante Adams to the Jets for a 3rd, possibly turning into a 2nd. And then Amari Cooper is, Amari Cooper to the Bills pretty much for a 3rd. And then you got a 6th and a 7th round pick swap is pretty much what they're doing. All right, so then you thought that was it. Now, I don't know the official details. Let's see if I can find the details of this, because I never actually saw the details here. So let me see if I find it. But the trade I'm talking about is Houston traded their running back, Cam Akers, to the Minnesota Vikings. And this was later in the evening. I wonder if there's anything here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Alright, so I'm not really seeing anything, so I don't know the exact details of this whole thing. Let's see if I can find it, though. There's gotta be a place where it's at. It's gotta be. All right, well, for right now, I don't know where it's at, but I did see it yesterday, and I know it did go through. And so you had that. So you had Devontae trade, Amari trade, you had Cam Akers going trade to Minnesota, which is going to help them out. It was probably for some undisclosed draft pick later on, I would say. And then you also had the news, which I think this news I'm about to tell you actually happened before all these trades. Russell Wilson is this week getting number one practice reps. And it's being pretty much said, and I think it was pretty much said today by by the coach, Tomlin, that Russell Wilson is going to be the starter for this week's game against the Jets. Okay, I know you want to get him out there and you want to see what you got in him, because maybe he will be better than Justin Fields. But if it's not broke, then why fix it? Like, to me, he's been doing adequate enough. Where are you, like 4-2? You're like maybe in second place in your division. I don't remember for sure. Maybe you're tied, whatever. But why? Wait until Justin Fields starts to really mess up. Then get him in there. Why do this now? I know you want to see what you have, but I can tell you what you have. You have an old man that can't play the game anymore. He was with Sean Payton in Denver and couldn't do anything. They didn't want him there. He was in Seattle. They didn't want him there anymore. Pete Carroll said, bye. Why? He's broke. When are people going to understand he's done? All he is a backup quarterback. Now, maybe he'll somehow prove me wrong, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't understand why you got to do the change now. This is a very important game for you coming up. Like, number one, you could sit there and hold the Jets down and keep them down. And Justin Fields is doing an adequate enough job. And don't sit there and tell me, oh, well, Russell Wilson will probably be a better be better for them. What makes you think that? He couldn't hack it in Denver. He couldn't hack it in Seattle anymore. I mean, he had his major of his career in Seattle, but towards the end, everyone knew it was done. I mean, I don't know. Some people just believe they can save people and turn things around. But, all right, so that was a very busy day yesterday in the NFL. I haven't heard anything major today yet, but if I do, I'll come back on. So, yeah, this is pretty much NFL and trades. So, yeah, this is Sports Talk New York. I'm your host, Matt Polizzi. Hope you all have a great day. See ya.